to be joined by Volodymyr Bilotkach, who's the senior lecturer in
Volodymyr Bilotkach.
Bilotkach, I'm sorry. Senior lecturer in economics at Newcastle University and co-editor of the Journal of Air Transport Management.
And he's joining us by Skype, as I understand. Volodymyr, can you hear us? I think we have some sound problems and we cannot hear Volodymyr. Volodymyr, can you hear us?
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay.
Great, thanks for joining us tonight. And I want to start with this statement that Ian mentioned, and you actually a part of this statement. You signed it. It's from this very popular, very famous analyst group, Vox Ukraine. And the statement says that these new aviation rules is a smoking gun, proving that the Ukrainian government does not want reforms. Do you agree with this kind of type of characterization of these aviation rules? And do you think it's really something that we should talk and discuss a lot, especially on these initial stages of the forming new Ukrainian government?
Of course, since my name is on this statement, then I clearly have endorsed that is in it. And well, my biggest problem that I have with it is not so much the ownership restriction as the other thing, which is the requirement that any airline that wants to be designated to fly internationally from Ukraine also has to serve a domestic Ukrainian market. This is clearly a discriminatory rule, which clearly favors the largest carrier in Ukrainian market, which happens to be Ukraine International Airlines. And it does signal to the rest of the world that Ukrainian government, the new Ukrainian government, which declares itself committed to reform and market liberalization, is in fact interested in continuing to create those artificial barriers to competition that the old Ukrainian government has become quite famous for.
So basically, you're saying that's lobbying on a part of bigger business structure. For example, we're talking right now about Ukrainian International Airlines, which is the biggest airline carrier in Ukraine, and that's the company that will win the most out of these regulations, right?
Yes, exactly. So if these regulations are enacted, well, I know that for now they have been sort of put on hold. So if these regulations are enacted, then indeed it will be easier for Ukraine International Airlines to get designated to fly internationally from Ukraine.
But again, I want to clarify here that these regulations, that's not something illegal or something that the Ukrainian government doesn't have right to do, right, as I understand. But what it does, it just limits the competition. And supporters of these regulations, in particular Ukrainian government, they say that the situation on the Ukrainian market is aviation market is very harsh, especially they lost Donetsk region, which was kind of really big for aviation industry in Ukraine, for aviation business. They lost Crimea, which is also a very important region for them. And they need some kind to save the Ukrainian aviation industry. Why do you think that these kind of protective measures are not very helpful?
Okay, so first of all, on your point that the regulation is not illegal, well, it is not illegal, but that's not the relevant issue. The relevant issue is that the regulations that have been proposed are creating an uneven playing field for different competitors. If, for instance, something like that were to appear on the table of the European Commission's Director General for Competition, I am quite sure that it would not take them long to to prohibit such rules from ever coming into force. Well, as for the Ukrainian domestic market, it is true that two largest routes, that's Kyiv-Simferopol and Kyiv-Donetsk, have been lost, and well, for now I would say indefinitely, due to actions of Ukraine's neighbor. And it is true that the domestic Ukrainian market is not in a very good state. Well, if you add to this the decline in consumer disposable income and devaluation of the Ukrainian national currency, I mean, all these things, of course, do not help domestic Ukrainian market, to say the least. However, well, if you want to, well, first of all, do you have to preserve the domestic flights? I mean, currently there are flights on a number of routes. The market is quite thin. I doubt that it would be able to sustain enough competition or much competition at this stage. However, if you want to develop the Ukrainian market, the domestic market, what you have to do is, well, first of all, open it up to competition so that every airline that wants to fly between any two endpoints can do so. Second of all, well, just regulate the safety and that's it. And second of all, focus on reforming the Ukrainian economy so that it becomes easier.
Volodymyr,
yeah.
I'm sorry I interrupting you, but as I understand, this conflict, the whole scandal revolves again around Ukrainian international airlines, and they're tied to this, I think right now, the most powerful Ukrainian oligarch, Hromadske, and actually what a lot of analysts see here is lobbying on part of his company at the moment. Is that the case here? And if it is, what to make out of those messages and statements we got this week from Ukrainian tax authorities, and they're actually arrested some of bank accounts of Kolomойski's Ukrainian International Airlines. It's really confusing. I mean.
Well, so I'm not going to comment much on lobbying. I mean, it looks like there has been some lobbying behind the scenes, so just indirectly you see the rules which sort of benefit the largest carrier, and also, well, so it means that probably the owners have lobbied for those. As for the arrested accounts of Ukraine International Airlines, my understanding is that the carrier has not been in a very good financial situation overall, and it does owe, well, I heard that it owes something like 500 million hryvnia to Airport Boryspil, for example.
And I'm sorry, just to clarify, because we had this week a statement from Ukrainian International Airlines, and they said that they do not recognize this debt to the Ukrainian government, and they will fight it in courts, and they think that this arrest is not justifiable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's I recall also hearing the statement of this kind, but my understanding from sort of the pieces of evidence that I am able to gather is that Ukraine International does not appear to be in a very good financial state, and I'm afraid actually that, I mean, this situation currently with the airline looks kind of fairly similar to what we had with Aerosvit, well, pretty much exactly 2 years ago, when the carrier was not paying its counterparties and it ended up going bankrupt. I hope that this is not going to happen to Ukraine International. And it could be in this context, right, you say that the carrier is trying to sort of use all means possible to get sort of
sure, yeah. Volodymyr, I just want to finish with a little bigger picture. What does what this particular incident does say about the current investment climate in Ukraine? Because Ukraine is desperately seeking for investments. And on the other hand, we see moves like this one with the avia regulations, which is practically shuts down the market for international companies. Maybe what we're seeing right now is not a deliberate attack on, liberal market values, but a kind of chaos inside the government. Again, with those arrests of the presumably company that they're lobbying for, and then those new aviation rules and those desperate attempts of the Ukrainian government to gather as much international investors as possible.
Yeah, I mean, for all I know, there could be some sort of behind-the-scenes fighting between various interest groups. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what is going on and why those things are happening exactly, but as for investment climate, or as for the message that this decision or this proposal is sending to international investors into Ukraine, it's clearly not a good message. The best recipe for attracting foreign investment is basically to open up the market. Tell the investors that, okay, invest into this country, we are going to ensure your property rights, we are going to make sure that you are able to do your business with as little impediment as reasonably possible, etc. And that's when money will start flowing in. And if you are sending messages that essentially can be interpreted as either that you are not interested in creating this the right environment for investment, or that there is something not clear within your government, obviously this, and on top of that there is a war going on in the country, obviously this will make investors extra cautious.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining us. It was Volodymyr Bilotkach from Newcastle University. He joined us via Skype from United Kingdom.